we want to be Asia number one in the Paralympics ranking. From now on till the Paralympics, it's going to be a really hard work because it's full gas all the way for our training.
One target, which is my coach target also, is to get into semi-finals. Even if I don't get in, I'll be happy because I got to go there and compete. In some sense, the validation of all the hard work that I put in over the past 10 years.
Make sure that 膝盖蹬直它啊。
你要想成为一个好的跳水运动员呢，我觉得首先你要勇敢。
好了，换了吧。
另外呢，就是要有一定的协调性，要有足够的力量。他具备了这些，应该最大的竞争者是他自己。
对了，只要这个起跳就比刚才就好多了啊！再注意点打开的动作啊。
I think going there is for us to compete and be the best we can be there. Our goal is to get top 10, yeah. Being our debut Olympics, I think that'll be great for us.
Yeah.
Look forward to brighter skies. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
The strains change, and the ability of this strain to infect people faster was much higher than the first wave.
A devastating COVID-19 wave sweeps India. The nation is facing a catastrophic public health crisis.
Young people were getting sick this time. The mortality this time was very high.
तो लोग इतना डर चुके थे और डॉक्टर भी इतने डर चुके थे कि डॉक्टर ने ओपीडी ही बंद कर दी थी.
We had lots of beds, but we had no oxygen.
People are rallying together, refusing to let the virus beat them.
In a matter of 14 hours, we managed to make a database of all resources, anything that was available.
We have already sent more than 2,000 concentrators to more than 13 states in India.
This is the story of a nation coming together to battle an unseen enemy. Breathe Again, premiering 25th July on CNA.
This August,
Marvel at the future through technology, sustainability, and evolution. Deciphering South Korea. From the K-pop wave to AI-enabled farms, find out what's shaping this country's identity. Tomorrow City. Find out how these mega projects are driving Singapore into a city of the future. Pandemic borders. As a new wave of infection flares, how is technology helping build the country's defences? This August on CMA.
This is Asia Now.
It's 11 a.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 8:30 in New Delhi and 10 o'clock in Jakarta. I'm Paul Soon. At this hour, Thailand extends COVID-19 restrictions to more provinces after the country recorded a third consecutive day of record case numbers. Another death due to COVID-19 reported in Australia. It's the country's fourth this year as infections in New South Wales and Victoria continue to surge. Hundreds missing and over 170 people dead from severe floods in large parts of Western Europe, including Germany and Belgium. Rescuers and residents are struggling to pick up the pieces. Thailand has expanded coronavirus restrictions to 3 more provinces after the country reported a third consecutive day of record case numbers. More than 11,000 cases and 101 deaths were reported today. Cases have been rising steadily since the third wave of the coronavirus hit Thailand. The worrying numbers have prompted the Thai government to enforce more curbs, despite some parts of the country, including Bangkok, already on a partial lockdown. 3 provinces near Bangkok will see tighter measures that include travel curbs, mall closures, and a nighttime curfew. Myanmar has reported yet another day of record deaths from COVID-19. It logged more than 230 deaths in its latest daily count, though aid and funeral workers say the toll is much higher. Local media reported that major cemeteries in Yangon have been receiving an influx of bodies. Myanmar has been gripped by a new wave of coronavirus amid a post-coup political upheaval that crippled the country's public health system. The situation remains dire. Locals are struggling amid the shortage of medical resources. For weeks, crowds have been spotted near pharmacies and oxygen supply points in Yangon as people queue to secure oxygen tanks to save their loved ones. Many stricken by the coronavirus are also avoiding military hospitals due to mistrust of the army. Australia's New South Wales has reported another death from COVID-19 as stricter restrictions come into force. The state logged 105 new coronavirus cases today. New South Wales has been doubling down on its most serious battle yet with COVID-19. Tighter restrictions that came into effect today include a shut on all non-essential retail businesses. Construction work have also stopped. Tougher measures apply to the regions surrounding Greater Sydney as well. Residents in the hardest-hit western suburbs are barred from leaving their neighbourhoods for work. Meanwhile, Victoria State has recorded 16 new infections. Residents have been told to brace for longer lockdown beyond 5 days. UK Health Ministry says every adult in the country has been offered a COVID-19 shot. This comes ahead of the official end of curbs starting on Monday. To date, some 88% of adults in the UK have received a first vaccine dose. Over 2 out of 3 adults would also have received 2 doses by Monday. This prompted British government to push ahead with a full reopening of the economy, even as the country is seeing a surge in cases fueled by the Delta variant. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said mass vaccination has weakened the link between infection and death, and summer is the best time to ease curbs as pressure on the health service are lower. UK reported almost 55,000 new infections yesterday, a new daily total in 6 months. The daily totals for each of the last 4 days have also been the highest since mid-January. Health Minister Sajid Javid is among those newly infected. Mr. Javid, who is fully vaccinated, stressed that his symptoms have so far been mild. The UK is reversing a plan to relax travel restrictions on France just days after they were due to start, as concerns mount over the beta variant. British authorities announced that those returning from France must self-isolate for 10 days upon entering